Well, I'm happy to be here, and I am happy to see so many young people here. Because for me, you're all young people. Yogananda said, "Eternal youth of body, mind, abide with me forever and ever." And Ann and I say, we're fun kids. Fun kids because we want to stay young and we want to have a young attitude about life. So that's how we make it a functional reality for ourselves, is by taking those affirmations and burning them into our brain. Shortcuts to God is in this little book here. This little book here, Shortcuts to God. It doesn't seem like very much, but Jerry, Dr. Jampolsky, MD, has been able to take the best of the best and put it together in a beautiful way and get it all correlated, even with pictures to give you the right idea when he's telling you about it. And I tell you what, you got to get this book, no matter what you do. It really will change your life. We're after functional reality. Functional. We want everything now that we've learned in the last however long we've been giving these talks together, that we've been together. We talk about things. Wonderful. That's wonderful. But now we have to make it functional. We got to bring it right here into our body and our soul and our mind so that it's working every single day. That's the idea of this lecture. Please stick with that. I'm going to tell you about Jampolsky, his biography, just so that you know who he is. Jerry has given us practical tools with which to make God a functional reality in our lives. Millions of people have been helped by his books. He's written many. It contains no dogma. He was a graduate of Stanford University and is an internationally known psychiatrist. You might not have heard of him, but you should have, and here now you will. He is the founder of the Center of Attitudinal Healing to help people. There's 150 centers in 30 countries. No small task that he has done. But wait till you hear where he came from. He says that for most of his life, I was confused about God. Yeah, maybe a lot of us were. He was an atheist, and he blamed God for many of the things that happened to him. After suffering for the long period of alcoholism, he chose a spiritual path, starting healing the relationship with God. And while he was at it, he worked at starting methods for others to heal their relationship with God. And that's what we have here in this book and all the other books that he's written. So go with this guy. It's big time. This book is about understanding the shortcuts to God. And there are shortcuts, and I'll point them all out to you. He says, until I was about 50 years of age, that I began to realize my emptiness, my depression, my agitation, and my unhappiness. I don't think any of us are in that state, but some of us might have a little tinge of some of that. We're all due to a hunger by the soul. I was confused, he said. I listened to the voice of my ego. You guys were just mentioning that. Perceiving God and peace of mind as enemies. Believe me, they're not. The insights and lessons of this book are about letting go of being in a hurry, not making intellect God, concentrating not on the past and the future because you'll never find God there, and letting go of blame. That's the main thrust, but there's more. deep inside, we long to experience an enduring peace with each other and with the infinite presence inside. So they went to Carl Jung, a globally known psychiatrist who was right up there with Sigmund Freud, one of our geniuses. They came to him with a question. Carl, do you believe in God? Well, we got a surprise. He said no. My relationship is way beyond belief. I have come to know God. That's where we want to be. Jerry says, it's similar for me now. I talk to God all day long. That's making it functional. Listening to his inner voice of God, that's functional. This book is for people willing to seek by learning step by step and letting God lead the way. Those are big words. Let God lead the way. Always ask for God's help. Don't be shy, because that's what we need to do. We're not perfect. Well, we say God all the time, but what are we really meaning when we say God? Well, let's look at some of the things that we think about. God is a loving energy and an infinite intelligence. Yeah. God is beyond comprehension. Yeah, that's true. God is love. When I did the thing on near-death experiences, what did they tell us on the other side? The whole universe, the whole cosmos is love, and that's God. That's what they told us. Love is everything. God loves unconditionally and connects us all together. We experience God in our heart, not physically, in our heart, in a feeling way. We have a spark of God in us called our soul. And that, we know, is eternal because we've been given that gift by the infinite. Jerry says, keep memories of God's love in the forefront of the brain. That's functional reality. Keep them there all the time. Now we're functioning. Now we're doing it. Now we're playing the game. Now we're becoming that. We're going to turn into that. Jerry says bad things will happen to us, but God's not the cause. He's found that out through all his suffering. Jerry says we should have a purpose, and there's all kinds of purposes you can have in your spiritual path. But one that he suggests for this talk, be a messenger of God, of God's love. Let's be a messenger of God's love. Here's a little prayer that comes right out of his book. Just 3 little short lines. I am not a body. I am free. I am still as God created me. I love that little thing. I say it every day. I say it before I go to bed for sure. So let's start. Forgiveness. It's big. I talked about it last time. It's like having a gunny sack on your back with all the old memories of everybody that ever hurt you and everything that bothered me and all of those things. We got to let that go. We take the gunny sack off, put it down there, and now we're free. It's the fastest shortcut to God. We have to do this first before we do anything else. When I forgive all, I also let go of judgment. Whoa. Judgment's a difficult thing to deal with. But if you look at that, do forgiveness. Now remember what I told you about forgiveness. You could go home and be quiet for a moment Think of all the things that you've got in your gunny sack and say, I've decided right now to let it go. Let it all go. And it's done. It's that simple. At the same time, you're letting go of judgment. Because when you forgive, you can't judge. Because you're forgiving before the person before you even think about what they're like. You know, you're not like that. You're not being judgmental anymore. You're becoming a forgiving person. My heart fills with joy, he says, and laughter. Oh, these are some of the wonderful gifts you get for doing this. It's immediate. You can do it this afternoon. You'll just start feeling a little giggle inside. You'll feel so damn good. You get rid of anything, something that you had with your parents, anything that you've carried around like old gunny sack crap. We get rid of it. I am at peace. And then he talks about children. Why does he do that? What's children got to do with it? Being with children is beautiful. They're close to spirit. I find like they've got one foot in each camp. They're come in here, but they've still got one foot in the other side. And I love to look into their eyes because you can see that and you can feel it. You can feel spirit right inside of them. And it's so beautiful. I never go by a pram. And when I'm walking through the park, people might think I'm some kind of a nutcase, but I'll come up and start Googling their baby, and they love it. They don't mind. I love to talk to the babies. And then when they grow up, they also do silly things, and they're gleeful. They do gleeful things, and they're silly. That's what kids do. So let your inner child come out to play. Let your inner child, because we've all got an inner child, let them come out to play and do silly things and have fun. Ann and I call ourselves fun kids. Whenever we go to a concert or whatever we're doing, we're in the car, I look at Ann or Ann looks at me and says, well, John, are you being a fun kid today? And it wakes us up. There's two words in there, kid for young, and fun for having the right attitude. Fun kids, we made it up. It's a good one. And then Yogananda, the great guru of our time, my guru, a great saint in North America, came here in the early 90s. Eternal youth of body, mind, abide with me forever and ever. Boy, burn that into your brain and then go by it and just be young all the time. And the next thing we're going to deal with is patience, but that's going to be easy. Why? Because everybody that you meet, everybody you talk to, everybody on this planet, everything that happens to you, they all teach you patience. You can practice patience in every moment of your life. And that's big. Jerry says, today I will remember God by having kind, loving, gentle thoughts. And you could do that. You could just choose it. I listen to the voice of God inside me, he says. I'm repeating. And then I made up a prayer. I was concerned about generosity. I have to do more with being generous. So I said, let's make a prayer. It's just very short. May I learn to give with no concern for the outcome. Instead of giving like this, I give like this. Not expecting anything in return. God's love is tender and gentle. I intend to feel this in every thought and in everything I do. I intend to hold the heart of others gently in my hands. Can you visualize that? holding somebody's heart in your hands. I can't. I took anatomy. We had hearts in the class that we had to kind of dissect and look at. But holding a person's heart is very precious. And you don't want to hurt anything. That's the whole, get that into your mind. I want to be centered in love and inner peace and guided by the higher power. We got to be guided. We've got to be guided. We need the guidance, and we can do that. I can feel the serenity of God's love, Jerry says. He can feel it. Here's a prayer. I got this from Yogananda too. Took it out of one of his hymns. You are my soul, you are my life. You are the sweetness I do seek. I like that. I like it too. Maybe something else will tweak your feelings, but that gets mine. Here's some beliefs that if you have these beliefs, you know you're getting very close to a shortcut to God. I believe that I am a spiritual being temporarily in a body. Do you believe that? If you do, you're just about there with oneness with God. You can just change that over to oneness with God. Another one. I believe the essence of my being is love. My true identity is spirit. Do you believe that? If you're in unity, I guess you do. I now understand why all of my relationships are chances to see the light of love in others. As a spiritual being, I am eternal. We talked about that. I am love, whose light can never be extinguished. I like that picture too. It can never be extinguished. Just think of yourself as floating around there in the universe, the cosmos, as a little light. And sometimes that's the way people go to the other side, what they see when they first go in there. They see little spirits going around in circles like that, and then they come right down, and just like butterflies, and sit on their shoulder and talk to them. When our gratitude becomes a way of life, we talked about gratitude, Craig, you talked about gratitude, and I talked about it. It was one of the first lectures I gave here at Unity, but it's so important. But we got to make it a way of life so that it becomes functional. Morning, noon, and night. It's always there at the forefront. Gratitude for everything. We have found a shortcut to God. Yes, we have found a shortcut to God when we do that. When I feel free to laugh a lot and even be silly, then I have stopped taking myself so seriously. And then I know that I'm on the verge of having another discovery of a shortcut to God. Here's a prayer, a one-word prayer. God. I see God in everything, everywhere. I feel God in every cell of my body, trillions of them. They're all intelligent cells. In every thought. Even in mundane tasks like washing the floor or doing the dishes. And then the next one is tolerance. When you become tolerant, you don't have to worry about judgment anymore. Again, I'm saying these are associated. If you're tolerant, there's no more judgment. So that's the way in. We can be reassured that we are traveling on the shortcut to our highest power. I can choose to have only loving thoughts. I can choose to have only loving thoughts. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can stop you from just having loving thoughts. Make up your mind that you're going to fill your mind with so many loving thoughts there won't be room for anything else. When we believe there is no separation between ourselves and God, there's only oneness. That's what we want. We want that oneness. Now we're not alone anymore. Now we feel like we're part of the whole universe. We're together and we feel at home here all the time. When we accept that we are never alone and that God's unconditional love is with us all the time, the sense of separation vanishes. It just starts to melt away. Boy, thank you, Jerry Jampolsky, for telling me that, because, I was having difficulty with that, with separation. And this makes it so simple. The natural state of our heart is gentleness and tenderness. Would you believe that? It is. That's the way it is. That's what our heart wants to be. It's only when the ego takes over that it spoils that. When we find that we are being harsh, we are listening to the voice of the ego and not the voice of love. That happens to me every once in a while, and I have to bring myself up short, or Anne has to bring me up short. One of the reasons that we find babies so precious is their tenderness and gentle nature. Remind us of what? Our own spiritual essence. Yes, we look at the baby's eyes and we're thinking about our own spiritual essence. We're reminded of it. That's the way to start to appreciate yourself. Appreciation came up here. The moment we begin to value being in the quiet, unhurried presence of God, we will begin to experience inner peace. That come up in your talk, Craig. That's mindfulness. That's mindfulness. We've talked about mindfulness in a number of lectures. Now it's time to bring it in, and make it part of our daily whatever we do. Always, right here. Not something mindfulness is an interesting concept. Well, we'll just put that aside here. No. Bring it inside and start using it. When we are guided by devotion to a higher power and we're centered in love, when we do those two things, it's easy to develop true honesty. I say true honesty because what did Shakespeare say? He said, "To thine own self be true, then you cannot be whatever to any man." Let me live as if each moment were the only moment there is. That's a good prayer, just all by itself. Each moment is the only moment there is. So we don't want to waste a minute, do we? We want to have God up there in our brain, and we want to be thinking beautiful thoughts. We can't waste them on anything. We want to be doing this. We got big things to do, and we got to get on with it. The most holy use of our time is to remember God. Remember God, not just once, not just twice, but many, many times through the day. That's being functional, a functional reality. I'm saying all this to you because it's time for us to settle down and get on with this job. We're on a path. The path ends. It comes to an end. We all die. I'm going to talk to you in my next lecture about how as we get older, we start losing it gradually, bit by bit by bit, and philosophies that you could use to help yourself. And a fellow that had ALS was going to tell us about it because he's an expert on how to try to do that. That'll be the next talk. Jerry says there is an energy which is light that created all of life. Remember what it said in the Bible? Let there be light, and then there was light, and it was wonderful. Yeah. There's an energy in the universe. It's light. You and I reflect that light onto others when we're loving them. Here's a prayer we need here on this planet Earth. because this isn't a perfect place. It's a tough place sometimes. I ask for rest. I ask for peace and stillness. I ask for safety, although I look at chaos, danger, and sorrow. That's maybe a good prayer to say once in a while, to remind you that this isn't an easy trip, but we're on it and we're doing it. And with the help of unity, we're going to make it. Here's another prayer. Today I will rest in God and let my soul be bathed in the light of that which created me. I will find the truth of God's unconditional love in stillness. Help me to listen this day to your silent and gentle voice of love. It is here that I will receive guidance. Guidance. That's what I'm trying to tell you now. We've got to go inside and look for the guidance. Listen for it. It's there. It will tell you how to think, what to say, what to do, how to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. And then Jerry backs off and he comes up with this wonderful little statement that I've circled here. This wonderful little statement. He says, the author says, simply holding another person's hand and seeing him or her in the light has proved to be among the most uplifting, joyful, and meaningful experiences in my life. Those are pretty beautiful words. And I want to tell you about a recent experience that I had in a hospital that bring those words right up to where we live. I had a friend, a close friend, that suddenly was dying, and he's in the hospital, and I'm at the base of the bed looking at him, and I'm looking at him, and he's in pain, and he's looking up, and your eyes go up when you're trying to leave your body. And his eyes were going up, but he couldn't make it. He kept trying, and I kept praying that he would be able to let go, let go, let go. Then somebody else came over and took his hand. And I thought, yeah, that's it. Now he's going to be able to see the light. And yeah, the next day he was dead. These are real things. This isn't just for kids. This is for all of us. The adults in the room too. Another prayer, I'll just do it in a short form. Open my heart. Help me to see God in my heart. Make every activity a sacred experience. It's just a brief on this page. A shortcut to God is to spend more time in nature. That's the next thing. Why nature? Well, nature can show us how to appreciate the beauty and the serenity that are God's gift to us. It's all there, His gift to us, in every duck that's quacking, and every big swarm of sparrows that flow in unison. How do they do it? With telepathy, back and forth to each other, a million times a second, and they just stay in perfect harmony. I mean, just look at the beauty in nature. Help me to acknowledge that I am your messenger of love. Make that part of the present too. This talk is just about over. Jampolsky had a poem at the end of his book. I don't know if he wrote it or somebody else wrote it, but it's in the book. What is beyond awe, mystery, and wonderment? He used those words, wonderment, wondering. You know what it is? It's God's love for me and my love for God. Well, I thank you so much for coming, because you are the precious few that help me to be able to get the energy to do things like this and bring it here and learn about it. Because when I do it, I learn from it. And so I appreciate that. Thank you. And I hope you appreciate hearing it, because it's trying to help you.